How about that for a draw? How about that? Arsenal face Bayern Munich, and your prize for beating Bayern Munich is Real Madrid or Man City. So let's get this right. Bayern Munich, who knocked us out the last time we got knocked out of the Champions League 10-2 on aggregate. Nice. Real Madrid, who have won it 14 times, only the 14. And Man City, who are the current champions and treble winners. That's our run. If you want to play at Wembley, that's what we're overcoming. I've got to say, put in the comments right now, were you one of those who wanted the difficult run, like the test? Or were you the, no, give us the worst ranked teams and give us a route to the final that I can actually see happening? I have to be honest, I'm over the moon with this draw. I really, really am. I like that there's narrative and storyline in it, and we'll talk about all that. The reason I'm really happy about it is because I genuinely believe the best thing for this Arsenal team is to actually see where we stack up against Europe's elites. And make no mistake about it, we're on the half of the draw that has Europe's elites. Bayern Munich have done it in the Champions League time and time again, and I know they're not having the season that most would expect. We'll talk about Bayern Munich and the actual game and all that in more detail. But just the raw reaction to the draw and the fact they probably couldn't have gone harder. Basically, you could have mixed it. It could have been City and then Real or Bayern Munich waiting for us. Some would say that Atletico, because of their style, would have been a nasty, nasty draw. I think so, but I think that would have been unentertaining, and I also think that would have been a game I'd still expect Arsenal to find a way, even though Atletico are certainly brilliant and have been doing a lot of good work in this competition under Simeone. But this is going to be interesting. It's going to be punch for punch. This is going to be, can Arsenal really have a go against, like I said, Europe's elite? So let's talk about it. We've got it here. Arsenal face Bayern Munich, with Real Madrid facing Manchester City, and then Atletico Madrid face Dortmund, with PSG facing Barcelona. And as you can see, the way we've displayed it here, the winner of Arsenal versus Bayern Munich, the first leg at the Emirates, will face Real Madrid or Man City, and they will be the home tie. So it will be at the Emirates or at the Allianz when Madrid or Man City travel there for the first leg. And then it's the same for Atletico, Dortmund, PSG, Barcelona. Just very quickly on the other side of the draw, I think those four who might have been a little apprehensive about their chances of actually winning the competitions, with the likes of Bayern Munich, Real Madrid and City seen as firm favourites, they'll be thinking there's a real opportunity at a final. Kylian Mbappe will be licking his lips, I think, at that draw. Barcelona and Xavi, who aren't having the season they would have wanted defending their title, will be thinking, okay, we can do something. And Simeone, who's got Atletico Madrid to 2 finals before, might think it's third time lucky this time as he tries to negotiate Dortmund, and I think he's got a good chance of knocking out PSG or Barcelona. So one of those four will be in the final, and who will join them? Real Madrid and Man City for the 3rd year in a row. I think City will find a way. I think last year they got over the Real Madrid mental barrier of how do we beat a side this elite in Europe. I think they'll find a way, City, and they'll get it done like they did last season. The only thing is that they're much more open, City, than they were last year. When they beat Real Madrid 4-0, I wasn't that surprised. I think Real Madrid will throw more at them, and Bellingham's going to be a bit of a problem as well. But then Arsenal, Bayern Munich, we know the 10-2. And everyone focuses on the 10-2, but it was before that. We lost, I think, 5-1 away from home in a group stage game, having beaten them 2-0 at the Emirates in that group stage season, with Ozil and Giroud scoring as well. And then you go to the year before that? I think Ozil missed a penalty. I think it would have put us 1-0 up maybe. He missed a penalty. We lost 3-1 at home. We won 2-0 at the Allianz with goals from Giroud and Laurent Koscielny, but it wasn't enough. We were out on away goals. So we have had moments against Bayern Munich, don't get me wrong, but they've really been moments. Largely, everyone remembers the 10-2, and rightly so, because we fell out the competition and we haven't been competitive in it, well, since way before then. But that was a point where, after that knockout, everyone went, that's it. We don't belong here. And now the narrative, the story is weaving itself in. Harry Kane returning with Bayern Munich. Can we avenge that 10-2, and can we progress to the semi-finals for the first time since, I think, 2009 when we played Man United, or 2010? It was that long ago, 14 years. So let's see. What are we up against in Bayern Munich? We're up against a team who are second to Leverkusen in the Bundesliga, they have an extreme amount of talent, but it's not really clicked with Thomas Tuchel. That's another interesting thread to all this, that Arteta's had quite a good record against Thomas Tuchel. I think he's beaten him twice at Stamford Bridge, and generally Arsenal performed quite well against Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea, and certainly his group of players. But yeah, anyway, it's a very different Arsenal, it's a very different Bayern Munich, and it's a different Thomas Tuchel, but that's an interesting part of this as well. Bayern come with Harry Kane, who I think is the best striker in the world, and we know what he's done to Arsenal in the past for our bitter rivals Tottenham. We've got Leroy Sané, Kingsley Coman, Jamal Musiala, Leroy Sané, Serge Gnabry, former Arsenal player, who we know can be really electric players and can cause us a real problem. But I think their back four and their midfield you can get at. I think Arsenal can control the midfield. I think they've got the ability to do that and the players to do that. I think they've got the tactical setup. I think they've got the maturity. I think they've got the pace and physicality to go, to match up for Bayern. But Bayern will have the experience, and then they'll have players that are just incredibly efficient in the final third, and that's what's going to be a little bit of a worry. If we get through that, of course, it's Real Madrid or Man City awaiting, and we'll preview that if we get to that situation. It's worth also looking at how this shapes up for Arsenal's Premier League campaign, because how the fixtures line up is really important as well. Arsenal's quarter-final fixtures essentially are wedged in between a Brighton away trip before we host Bayern Munich at home. By the way, Bayern Munich won't have any away fans, and Arsenal are able to fill that away end with Arsenal fans. So it'll be 60,000 Gooners cheering on the team. We need to take advantage of that. So it'll be Brighton away, Bayern Munich at home, Aston Villa at home, Bayern away, and then Wolves away. That will be the run in April, mid-April around then, when the Champions League and Premier League really hots up and we're having to balance the two. Arsenal last season in the title race got knocked out of Europe so early before the March international break that it was all focused on the Premier League, and we didn't have that balance even in the second tier competition with Europa League football to see how we would balance the two. So we're straight in at the deep end with this, and Arsenal need to prove they can do it. That's for the quarterfinals, and I've got to say it probably lines up fairly nicely. I mean, a trip to Brighton, very, very good team, but you're not travelling too far. Then you host Bayern, then you host Aston Villa, and then obviously the week after with Bayern and Wolves is a little bit more difficult. If you then go to the semi-finals, now this gets tough, but we'll be right in the thick of it at this point. Semi-finals and getting into May in a title race, it could be Tottenham away, Arsenal if we go through against Real Madrid or Man City at the Emirates, then Arsenal versus Bournemouth, then the Bernabeu or the Etihad away. Obviously, it's away, obviously. And then Old Trafford as we travel to Manchester United for our final away game of the Premier League season. I mean, it's what we wanted. We wanted the banter era left behind. We wanted to be up there competing with the best. This is what it's going to take. Are Arsenal ready? Let me know in the comment section below. I think tactically, I think player quality wise, I think we're ready. It's mentally whether we are or not. And we're going to learn a lot about this Arsenal team. And I think they're going to learn a lot about themselves. I think we can be competitive. I really think we can be. I think we will be competitive. I think we'll sneak past Bayern Munich. But Real Madrid City could be a bridge too far. But I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. You now know the path. How far do we go? Can Arsenal make it to Wembley somewhere? We've had some really good results recently. I think we could. But we couldn't have asked for a tougher journey to do it. And I just want to say a really big thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, actually hit the links right here to watch more content like this, including my Football First podcast, which drops every Monday to Friday at 6 AM. And I know it's annoying, I am really sorry to have to ask, but if you want to show support to the channel, hitting the like and subscribe buttons help promote the content much more than you could possibly know. Thanks again.